Greetings with love, beautiful souls of earth, and welcome back to the I Am Octave with Stacy and Pablo Martin, aka Michaela and Chris Martin, in our physical embodiments. So good to see all of you and welcome back. So today we're going to talk about something that we as a husband and wife couple had been guided to yesterday in time and space by Father Mother Adonai Promise Creator. And that was several videos on social media. And as my husband Pablo and I watched them from our God Goddess power, our true self, Stacy and Pablo, we saw right behind the persona, right behind the mask, right behind the illusion. And in some of these videos, brothers and sisters whom will go unnamed to protect their privacy, they would say things like, it's all about me, I did XYZ. Or, I did such and such with so and so. Everyone is entitled to their opinions, beliefs, programming, indoctrination, whatever. We're not pointing fingers. But then later in these videos, brothers and sisters who are in the spiritual community unknowingly will project their programming and their perception and their doubts and fears and all that stuff onto Sananda Yeshua. And this person, whom will go unnamed, goes, Yeshua doesn't understand what I'm going through because he hasn't been in a physical body in over 2,000 years, which Yeshua talked about that over on his channel, Christ Phoenix Rising Academy. So please go over there before you watch this one. We are not putting anyone down or pointing fingers. We are going to be talking about today how to live from your I Am God Goddess power. Each day, every step, every breath, every moment, through every world of perception and duality. And the steps you can take toward your ascension of Christ consciousness or the Great Awakening. As part of the Ananda family, Chris and I will say, we are not human. We are pretending to be human, as we are angelic beings sent forth to help with the ascension process, like many other light warriors and starseeds that are physically embodied right now. We know this is very hard for all of you to understand and process. But living from the place of I am is surrender. And many upon the planet are not fully in tune with surrendering control, surrendering power, surrendering the ego, surrendering the program, and plugging back into love. That is the only reality. As I, medium Michaela Martin, step in to my true self more, who you know as Stacy, although that is not my real name, I begin to see the truth under the persona of brothers and sisters, under the brainwashing and mind control and manipulation and the distortion of me. because the me part is the ego. Love cannot exist where the ego lies. Being part of the Ananda family full of angelic beings and ascended masters, we do not live from the ego, but rather the heart. This does not mean the ego of fear, doubt, duality, strife, perception, clouded judgment will not arise, but that when it does, we will recognize it, cancel it out, and hand it back over to Father, Mother, Adonai, Prime Source Creator within, and not give it any power. As the teachings of the Ananda family are not about one specific being doing that work. It is not. So if one being looks at us and said, "You did the work," no, we did not do the work. But Father, Mother, God, Creator within us does and knows all things. We give credit to the I Am Source within. The ego would give credit to the me part. The part of illusion, the part of separation, the part that says, I'm just a human in my human condition, with the human mind and perception and duality and third density. That is perception. That is of third density duality. This love is what we're going to talk about with all of you today. And you may want to share us with the awake brothers and sisters of the collective that needs these deeper truths. We are not pointing fingers. We are showing you, as a divine sovereign being, how to become the observer of seeing things from your true self, your God, Goddess power perspective. Knowing when to speak and say something, or when to zip it, as they say. Knowing how to be love, regardless of your situation. How to transition from ego to love. As we do not give dates in the Ananda family, we can say we are still on the positive timeline as more greater things are coming. And the evolution of the ascension is ongoing. It is happening. We cannot say when, due to the dark ones being slowly taken down, shall we say. So again, take what resonates and leave the rest. We're no better or lesser than any of you. We're equal to you. We're all divine. We're all beautiful creation. What is not beautiful is your negative thoughts, feelings, emotions, perceptions, their density duality consciousness. But all of you are beautiful on a soul level. That is perfect divine creation. That is Father, Mother, God. But before we get into that, there was a few questions on, I believe, my husband Pablo's video, one of us, video where we said that you were programmed before you were physically embodied, and why this is so. You were actually programmed before you incarnate into the physical vessel while you're in the womb of your mother, because of what you hear in utero, what you feel in utero, what you experience in utero. The sound of a mother's voice and her vibration frequency can be heard and felt by your little one inside of you. the divine spark, a beautiful divine creation. It is only when the real program begins, when your vessel becomes indoctrinated with your TVs, third density duality perception. You've heard the expression, children say the darndest things. Children can mock the parents based upon what they perceive and what they hear because they are very smart. They are very beautiful, divine creation. That is how the soul is programmed before its incarnation all the way into the vessel. It is only intensified when the soul enters the body, comes out of the womb, and experiences the hardships of third density consciousness or the fear consciousness of Mother Tara. If that makes sense, beloved. Therefore, everyone is programmed by your upbringing, belief systems, indoctrinations, perception, ego, distortion, beliefs, societal norms, conditioning. Everyone in the human expression is programmed that way. But on a soul level, you are infinite, eternal, and perfect. God is power. I am within, does not make mistakes. It is beautiful divine creation of frequency, love, energy. So we hope that answers your question, beautiful souls of Earth. So in a lot of these teachings, you will see in the spiritual community, they will be talking about themselves repeatedly, turning the focus on what they're going through, turning the focus on me, I, over and over, which causes a disconnect from the audience, dear ones, which causes a frequency change, if you will, of those that are in contact with it. And if the ego takes control, those that are intuitive will insense that something is off with your intuition and your inner knowing, your clear cognizance. This is why we say, regardless of who it is in the spiritual community, whether it is us or another beloved brother or sister, use your own discernment. Take what resonates and leave the rest. Because in the human condition, you have fears, doubts, insecurities, pain, perception, filters, biases, ego, distortion. You have all of that. But today, beloved ones, we will be discussing how to let go of all that and how to live from your I am presence as your I am presence within, manifested in your divine feminine and masculine frequencies, as in the power of God in form. So you may want to take notes if you wish, and maybe get a cup of coffee or water or whatever you feel you need to during this class. So here we go. You can get your notebooks out and take notes if you wish. As I let go of my ego and filters and bias, perception, third density beliefs, programming, negative thoughts, feelings, emotions, opinions, perception, distortion, negative energy weapons, parasitical attachments, or third density duality consciousness to become a clear open vessel as I step in to my true self form that is Stacy. We bid you greetings, dear ones, in the infinite love of that which is the Comforter Creator, I am. For I am your beloved Stacy Martin, the beloved wife of Pablo Martin, also known as, in my physical embodiment, Michaela Martin. We come forth out of service to you, of love and gratitude, as indeed I am is love. We come forth out of our infinite freedom of choice to serve you, in the true essence of your I am octave, that is, love. To speak about living as the I am embodiment upon one's beloved Mother Earth at this time, transcending illusion, perseparation, distortion, and all things of duality that no longer serve you, and what it means to fully surrender to I am. Living as the infinite embodiment of I am simply means, as your beloved Yeshua has said, be in the world, but not of the world. Become your own master of your own duality. Master one's thoughts, perceptions, and shall we say, distortions into love. This, beautiful ones, is your birthright to become your divine master, embodied in your physical form, dear ones. This is your time, precious children of light, to remember in your divine sovereignty. Remember who and what you are in your divine I am presence within. Surrendering is not giving up, but rather turning to the heart that is love, that is not distorted by perception, that is only love. For your egoic consciousness, or duality consciousness, as your beloved Yeshua has said, is illusion of darkness, chaos, deception, and destruction. For in truth, it is not about you, dear ones. Beautiful souls of earth, perfect divine creation, it is not about you in its entirety. It is indeed rather about your I am presence, that is love, that is your I am octave. Your I am octave is why one is here. Your I am octave is living, breathing, expressing through you a fractal of itself through another beloved brother or sister as equal, a mirror to you as you are but one. This, beautiful souls of earth, is what it means to surrender to that will of God that is love. When you are stepping into your truest, highest form, you no longer seek to use the word of your duality, set your record straight on the world around you, but expand and illumine the world within. Your God, Goddess power. I am octave within. Nothing is forced upon you, beloved souls of earth. Therefore, beloveds, we have said to you multiple times, as Pablo and Stacy, we are mirrors for you of unconditional love, so that you may perceive it within us, as we too perceive it in you. This, beloved, is what it means to step into your divine sovereignty and master yourself, your lower self, dear one, with a small s. The self of you that is, should we say, conditioned by perception, programming, distortion, beliefs, indoctrinations, perceptions, projections, ego, and third-dimensional consciousness duality. And return to the self of you with the capital S, that is your I am presence, your I am octave, in the feminine and masculine frequencies. This, dear children of light, is infinite creator, that is I am. That is the octave within you, raising its consciousness into Christ consciousness. When you no longer care of what is going on upon your Holy Mother Beloved Earth and the chaos upon her, but rather are seeking to uplift her with your vibration of love frequency. By lifting your own vibration, one does it to another beloved brother or sister simultaneously, helping the all of the collective beloveds. Instead of pointing the finger at oneself, it is not thy will of you, the small self, that does the work, but your God, Goddess power, the capital S self of you that knows and does all things. As your beloved Yeshua has said, not my will but thine be done, and thy will is but love. Anything that is less than love is not from God, or of God in itself, dear one. This, dear children of light, is surrendering, programming, illusion, distortion, indoctrination, the me factor, as my physical form stated earlier. This is letting go of the small self and embodying the true self with a capital S. Letting things arise as they are meant to be, as a temporary teaching and learning experience and expression, giving power to only love, and toning out man's misperception and returning to love through the breath of oneness, beloveds. For the teachings of one's Ananda family is not about you in a small self. It is about the whole creative power being that is in truth your I am octave. We are but divine messengers. What is experienced and expressed, we have chosen in the physical form to overcome by our free will choice and thereby discernment. We have power, but so too do you. Dear soul of earth, this is not your time to run and hide and be in fear, but rather be in peace and in love with oneself. As your beloved brother Yeshua has said, love thyself first, before you can love thy neighbors and others around you as a mere experience and expression of your God. I am octave, presence within. There are many beings upon one's planet living from the third density duality perception of my body, my experience, my pain, my beliefs, my. And when you live from that perspective, dear one, you are, in a sense, cutting off your power, much like in your world of illusion and duality, cutting off your circulation to your I am force within. Contemplate that, beloveds, for a moment. When you cut the circulation off to the body in a area, by whatever means, you limit the blood flow that naturally pumps blood throughout the body without being told what to do, because in truth, it already knows. This, beloveds, is the same way. When you perceive in a third density duality state of consciousness my suffering, my body, my programming, my illusion, you continue to live in the illusion bubble of separation, when in truth, as your beloved Yeshua has said, there is no such thing as separation. That was instilled in you by the darkness to invoke fear, pain, distortion, and darkness upon one's planet. This, beloved ones, is a time to celebrate the power of you, that is, the true self, or the high wisdom and high knowledge that one has been programmed to forget for many millennia by the dark ones, as indeed it is returning to you in, should we say, incremental pieces, dear one. Embrace these changes within one's perception, within one's filter, as more of the ascension symptoms will arise. Do not fear, but surrender to love, as your beloved Yeshua has said. When one gives power to fear in the third density concept of the human condition, you intensify that which is not real. The human condition of the skin, of the temporary mask that one is wearing, or as I like to call it in my physical form, the costume, falls away in transition from your physical body to your light body, dear one. So think of this state of consciousness as a fading away of old programming and toxic energy. This, beautiful ones of earth, is your time to rise. It is not about you, but the God-Goddess force within you calling you back home to the reality of love. When you stop perceiving from what you must do, I have to do this, I have to go here nor there, and just let love flow through you and forth from you, rather than give power to fear. Your transition into the new world will be smoother for you, dear ones. This, beloved ones, is your time to choose what you will focus on with the power of the mind. The body is a mere, should we say, powerful voice of what you declare and decree, dear one. So if you declare and decree, my body is experiencing pain, or I'm in pain, or I cannot, you are literally restricting your God power. This beautiful souls of earth is not your time to restrict, but only intensify the light that you are. As your beloved Yeshua said, greater things that he has done, you will therefore also do. It is simple. When one is still identifying with the mind, body, and spirit, third dimensional complex, you are, should we say, struggling to surrender of your old programming and, should we say, indoctrinations, or you're struggling to surrender control to that will of love. When you let go and you stop caring how other people perceive you, how other people want you to be, about what you say, what you think, what you feel, then and only then can you begin to see the world through Christ's eyes, or the Christ way. That is love consciousness. You, as my beloved Pablo has said, you are your own worst critic. You criticized the body based upon your own perceptions, feelings, and others that have done it before you. You criticize the knowledge that one knows within. You criticize your worth. You criticize your looks. You criticize everything about your world of perception, rather than being it as it is meant to be, that is but love. Everything is meant to be an aspect of love. This, beautiful ones, is the way of living from the I Am embodiment in one's physical form. Surrender to love. Surrender the control of the claiming of the identity that is the vehicle of the body. Stop clinging to the world of illusion by giving power to it. When your negative connotations arise in the window of man's perception, cancel it out as love shall enter in. Things that are of fear come from the ego rather than the heart. For the heart never lies, beloved friends. This is why, in the human condition that one is experiencing forth from, you go through these upheavals and these trials and tribulations to transcend back into the remembrance of your power. Transcend the ego. Make no room nor tolerance for it. As if there was no ego involved. The more you focus on love within yourself, around yourself, in thy words, actions, and deeds, as Yeshua himself said, the more the ego will feel threatened, causing you, as a divine sovereign being, in your human condition, to say, uh-oh, the ego feels threatened. What do? Do not give it power, beloved. For when one gives the ego power, it thrives on it. For the beloved brothers and sisters who say, but Stacy, I don't have an ego. I live from the heart. Think about your words. Think about what one perceives. You perceive from third density mindset of my body, my life, my expression, my experience, my suffering, me, or do you perceive from what Yeshua refers to as not my will but thine be done? There is no judgment in love. Let us ask you this question, beloved souls of earth. Why then are you judging yourself? For the true essence of God does not judge. You have been programmed in your biblical text and societal times that God judges you and condemns you. No, it does not do this, dear one. It does not do this, dear one. Let us say this again. It does not judge. You judge yourself. Are there beings on other planets that judge you? Yes. But you, in your truest essence, some of you would determine as your higher self, also judges you and what you could have done better or should have done better, or what you need to do and what not to do. But does God judge you? No. That is a big, shall we say, misconception to provoke fear and duality. God doesn't create nor promote fear. That is unconditional love ever flowing through you and forth from you. When things arise that are not of love, simply take a step back and look at it and say, okay, Father, Mother, God, what am I missing in this experience? What is the lesson behind it? What is the truth behind it that I shall receive with love and compassion for myself at this time? Living as the embodiment of I am means to transcend the world of illusion into the only reality of love. Some of you may call it your alchemy, transcending your base metal of third density duality perception consciousness into gold, which is representative of Christ consciousness or divine love. When you're in your highest form or true form, you're not speaking from the ego, but rather the heart, toward yourself and other beloved brothers and sisters that are equal to you. There is no separation and no fear. Fear is but an illusion. Fear is a control, should we say, mechanism to keep you in a state of unawareness, beloved souls of earth. That is how powerful you are. What you perceive, what you think, what you feel, what you create, and thereby manifest comes from your thoughts. This, beautiful ones, is your power that is housed within you to use properly, dear one, knowingly and truthfully with love. This is your time to rise in your Christ divine sovereignty. tolerate no error within oneself, in programming, beliefs, indoctrinations, struggle, strife, separation. Because in truth there is no room for love where fear and darkness abide. And until you fully transcend the ego in the world of illusion, man will always have your egos and your fears and your perceptions of duality. It is not a competition of when one will ascend the Christ consciousness. As your beloved Yeshua has said, all in perfect divine time. This, beloved souls of earth, is who you are in your purest divine essence, divine love, divine peace, and oneness. It is not rather external, but internal. It is not, in truth, about you, but letting thy will of God be done through you, without attachments or identification or programming or indoctrinations. Let go, let go, let go to what no longer serves you, and hold on to the only reality that is your God, Goddess power. Your I am octave is within. What it means to truly step into your true self form is not necessarily to transcend the body, leave the body, and remain an infinite, pure spirit of light and love, which is what some will do in your great ascension, but rather to do this in your perfect divine time, in your meditation and prayer, and moments of stillness and surrender. Surrender control, surrender the programming, surrender the indoctrinations, beliefs, ego, distortion, as in reality it is not about you, but the truth of love that you are seeing, being, and experiencing and doing as one unified consciousness. This is why many upon your planet are struggling to integrate these truths, because they were robbed of their own divine power from their programming, indoctrination, beliefs, or any other influences that one may have had in your physical, therefore, embodiment. This, beautiful ones, is not who you are. You are a divine sovereign being, capable of all things, when one perceives so, beloveds. Peace and love is already yours, beloved. Living from your I am embodiment fully is surrendering control, surrendering to that will of God, surrendering attachments of third density duality perception, being in the world but not of the world. You can be consciously aware of what's going on upon your Holy Mother Earth, but do not feed into it. Feed only into love, that which indeed you are. That is your key, dear ones. This is your divine birthright, bringing forth yet again the light of Christ, to shine upon others, to be as an example of the way showers, out of the darkness of illusion into the light of love. And so it is, beautiful ones of earth. I am the true self of Michaela Martin, also known as Stacy Martin. We bid you greetings of infinite divine love. That is, I am, that which you indeed are, and your own divine sovereign power. We bid you peace this day and every day forth. Beloved souls of earth, you are not alone. We are here just as you have come to assist in the great evolution of consciousness at this time. And so indeed it is. I am she who is Stacy Martin, the beloved wife of Pablo Martin, sending you infinite love and peace upon you and your beloved earth at this time. And so it is. Okay, love, so whatever my true self Stacy said to all of you, please be aware that I, medium Michaela Martin, went home to be with my children and help Yeshua on the other dimensions, as I'm doing right now. Part of me is in the physical body and part of me is not. There's only 15% of my true self in the physical form, and the rest is on other dimensions. As my husband Pablo and I have said, or Chris and I have said, you are a multidimensional being of light and of love, so you can be with the power of your consciousness, the power of the mind. You can be in more places at once when you learn how to surrender to love. So these new videos, they come up on your social media and begin with fear and look at me persona is not of the heart, but rather the ego and of third entity duality perception. So use your own discernment. Take what feels right within your heart and leave the rest. We are no different than you. The Ananda family is nothing but love, is nothing but light. There is no fear. Fear half the time and love half the time. Yes, we will give you background stories of the teachings, but they will not be about us unless it's permittable from Father, Mother, God, Adonai, Creator, unless it's relevant to you, the collective, in a powerful, true way. We will not shine the spotlight on us because we, the Ananda family, want the spotlight to be on you and your I am presence within in the remembrance of truth. That is, I am. As we are all equal to you, brothers and sisters, we're all one with you as a part of I am. This is not a time to go to external sources and external extremes and say, oh my God, Stacy, Pablo, Michaela, Chris, whatever you want to refer to us as. I don't know what to do. So-and-so said this, so-and-so said that. Go within. And only take what resonates within your Goddess presence, within your I am power. If at any time it is of fear, darkness, and deception, your Goddess power will let you know. Through the body, mind, and spirit, if you are open to it. That is how powerful you are. We are not going to sit here as the Ananda family and speak of fear and me, 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 me. It is not about us, but the truth of I am within that is living, breathing, and experiencing through us as the energy frequency of divine love. We do that will of Father, Mother, God, Creator to the best of our ability, as your brothers and sisters, as your equals, as one with all of you. In the spiritual community, ones will see other brothers and sisters make it all about them and their perception and their own mission. And this is okay too. We still send them love. But in the true mission of I am, there is only love and oneness. But it is clouded by judgment when you speak of fear, darkness, condemnation, and your, what I call your me, me, me complex. It is not about you. It is about surrendering to thy will of love. Yes, chaos is happening upon beautiful Mother Tara at this time, as she too cleanses energy of the unwanted kind upon your planet, as the dark ones have tried and tried and tried as multiple times as they wish to take down the love and light beings. Some have succeeded, but as our beloved brother Edgar Casey said, your words are your thoughts, and your thoughts are your words. Therefore, you are an energy frequency of divine love and of healing when you perceive how powerful that you are. When you understand the molecules of oneness that is living, breathing, and experiencing through perfect divine creation at all times. And the light that what you are, or the hue that you are, the color of your light, the auric field of you that is your God, Goddess power. This is what needs to be acknowledged. The God force within, not your human conditioning, not your perception of, oh, I'm a measly human and I don't have the powers that you do, and all beings have the power if they choose to have the power, and if they have been given the gift of these abilities, and if it's used properly. There's nothing impossible to you in love. As your beloved Yeshua has said, no thing or no one is outside of you. And as my beloved Pablo said, you have a whole universe within you. You are the universe in form. So what you think in the mind shows up in the physical vehicle of the body as maybe healing or illness or sickness, or I am whatever, maybe it will show up in ways that the physical body can react to it. Many upon your planet are experiencing what some has termed ascension symptoms due to the intense energy and the upgrades and the intense environments and the frequencies rising. But as Yeshua himself said earlier today in his teaching, the purpose of do not fear is do not give power to fear, but rather give power to love. Love is the healer of all things. Love is the sustainer of all life. Love is you, and you are that love. Own your power, own your light, own your love. So therefore, when a brother or sister in your spiritual community is pointing fingers and is starting a teaching on something about fear, it is not, and we repeat, it is not from the Ananda family. We will acknowledge what is going on upon your planet, but we will not give power to it. As we are working tirelessly behind the scenes with the rest of you like warriors of starseeds, alongside our galactic brothers and sisters and other planets and star systems, to raise the frequency of beautiful Mother Tara at this time. There is no room for fear where we abide. And this is why, in my physical form, as Michaela, I had to skip a couple videos this morning in time and space because they were all about fear, fear, fear. So I had to skip a lot of the, as Joshua called it, rubbish. And he calls it rubbish because anything that is less than love is rubbish. That is a notion of the mind. What can the mind conjure up today? Sort of thing. Think about love. Present love. Be love. As Yeshua himself said, you are what we are. We are the same on a soul level. The only difference is a mere perception. We're no different. We're not higher and above you. We're not apart from you. We're all equal to you. But it is only perception in the lens that everyone sees from. That is the gap, if you will. So we hope this teaching helped you in some way as we send you our healing and our divine love at this time. And only share us with open-minded and open-hearted brothers and sisters that are ready and willing to integrate these deeper truths of the I Am octave that is within. From your Pablo and Stacy Martin. And so it is. And so it is.